I'm here in Victoria, British Columbia, outside the house of 6-time kickboxing world champion, Gabriel Varga. And today, I'm gonna be spending the whole day with him, give you guys an inside look of what it's like to live in a day of a 6-time world champion. Gabriel Varga!
Good to see you. This is my little gym room.
Oh, that's
Just stretching
awesome.
away.
I don't understand how many requests I get. Collaboration with Gabriel Varga.
I've been getting them too. So most people think that you have to have this big fancy gym to be successful. Everybody's always like, whoa, where do you train, Gabriel? Did you go overseas? I'm like, no, I decided to stay in Victoria. So they're like, oh, you must have this awesome facility with all these fighters. And I'm like, no, this is 50% of the time, this is where I train. About 25% of the time, I'm in here by myself because I can't get a pad holder. So I'm hitting the speed bag or the Cobra bag, or I go to the back where my actual bag is. And
this is actually a really good insight because a lot of people think that you have to be at like the top gym in Thailand.
I do kind of wish that sometimes. I'm like, oh, I wish I had more sparring partners and such, but I love my home. I've never been that inclined to be like, I'm gonna pack up and go somewhere else, and made it work.
How long have you been training now?
Started before I can even remember, probably 3 or 4 or 5. I turned 40 on the 16th, yeah.
And how many fights do you have now?
I actually don't know. It's around 50, 52.
How much longer do you plan on fighting?
Really hard to say. I think when I won my first glory belt at 28, I remember saying to myself, like, another year or 2, then I'm done. And then I did a couple more, and I'm like, another year or 2, but no way I'm gonna go past 35. And then when I went to, it was 35, I went, okay, well, never ever past like 38 or 39. Now the 40's coming up, and at this point, I'm not even actually that sure why I'm still fighting.
You love it.
I don't love the fighting.
Oh, you don't love it?
I've actually always almost despised fighting. I don't like the fear leading up to it. It kind of like wrecks a couple months for me. I don't enjoy hitting other people.
So after Gabriel did his usual 8 rounds of pads, he was generous enough to hold pads for me and give me tips on what I could do better.
See how it touched? Oh, you don't touch, don't touch. Shit. So I noticed when Bokau was doing his, he would always grab the hand. He would maintain his arms out as opposed to dropping, not during. The right elbow flare and a tiny bit on the reach chamber for the last one. Not 1, 2, 3, and it's there.
I have a bad habit of that.
A bit more room to reach chamber the hands. They're kind of coming 1, 2, so they're close, but they're not back. Reset. A little more, we'll try and get that balance a little bit more. Something about that one.
Do you slide or you just...
I don't slide. When I'm here,
stay upright.
Yeah. When you notice one of the best kickers in the world, Super Bond, I've really tried to study his kicks. And when he throws, especially off his right, it's really weird to me, but he actually like, commits his head slightly forward. I feel like that's a bit more than anybody needs to do. But if you fade back, then you're naturally just back. And your balance. Good, so let's go. Boom. Boom. Chin's coming up with it a little bit. And a lot of times people think like, oh, you know, I've got to hit harder. I make that mistake in my fight. Trying to hit too hard. You just tap. Yes. More of a drag. Kind of drag down on an angle. So I end up really hard.
I heard them, I heard. Leg hurts my shin.
Good Jeff cross hook. I did an episode with Shane Mason, and everybody was like, oh, he's just faking it.
He's not faking it. He was like steel.
I'm starting to feel it. One more. We can't train this. We can't train to get tougher. If you think you can, you're dumb. We can train this, and we can train this. If I can go into a fight here, they can't low kick KO me, and they can't KO me to the body, then all I have to do is not get hit to the head hard. I had some conditioned buddies. They came in before my legs were conditioned. They could kick like a horse, and we would just go, your turn, and we just go inside, outside, back leg, front leg. Just trying to... But you stop as soon as that happens. Okay, I'm done. Because you want to be able to walk tomorrow.
You kick pure shin on your kicks.
I don't actually. I did a private a couple weeks ago, and the guy's like, oh, you always have to do shin. Very often in my fights, I go foot because of distance. It's been coming here for a long time.
All right, I've been waiting to eat. For 3, please. So you were saying earlier that you don't have a coach.
Yeah, not in the traditional sense. Well, I have people who help me sort of in the side. It's like, oh, Gabriel has a fight coming. Let's get some pad work rounds with him for the last 6 weeks. Or my brother's out of town, he'll meet me there and corner me. But yeah, in the traditional sense that I go to a gym and every day I see this guy and he's helping me work on my technique. No, not my whole pro career. Basically the same strategy that I've used since I was younger. I found about years ago when I did have a coach, I was learning more watching K1 Max and watching Bocao and Andy Sauer and these dudes in their fights than I was from my coach. I'm going into the gym and trying things that I saw them do, and I still do it now. And I'm sure you do too. I get so many people messaging me saying, I don't have a good gym in town, how do I get good? I'm like, man, watch the content.
Tutorials. You're saying you don't train with too many people.
I don't. Went for longevity and life after fighting. I don't want to have all these guys who are trying to rip my head off. Probably for the last decade, like really 4 main sparring partners. Every once in a while I'll end up somewhere else where it's like, okay, I can spar with somebody new, but realistically that probably happens once every 6 months to once every 12 months, where I'll spar with somebody outside of my normal 4 guys. Like when I fought Lordzilla, no official coach. I would show up, I would lead the class, just a bunch of buddies. We would just meet up, we would kind of be like, okay, we're gonna skip shadow box, we'll do some drills, hold pads for each other, we'll do some sparring. That was it. If you're somebody who's like, okay, you know what, I want to compete and I want to try and reach the highest level, then sure, it might be beneficial to go and, take a month. Like I did that. Go to Thailand for 2 or 3 months, learn some information. I took a lot of information from Thailand, but I don't need to be there all the time. Like how much can you learn in 10 weeks when you're just grabbing every bit of information you can?
This is the iconic Gabriel Varga background. Hey everyone, I'm Gabriel Varga, 6-time kickboxing world champion. Give me your best fight memory.
Fighting Lordzilla. That's the first time I realized, like, oh, I'm fighting somebody on a big stage who's a known name. Beating Ronnie for that was just kind of like, holy smokes. And then Kevin Ross.
We just finished eating sushi. Gabriel Varga is gonna show me his calisthenics strength conditioning routine. Let's go. Okay.
I never got to 10 though.
10?
I've been trying to get to 10, but I never make it.
I mean, you're
Right now.
fuck me. Fuck me, okay? I have too much sushi in me, and I just farted. Okay, give me some time. Okay, pause it. I need some rest.
Kicking your way up on top and then getting that push. I can't go all the way down without the...
Okay. Holy shit! That's harder than I thought.
They're hard, they're so hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, knee tucks in and out. 4, 5,
Oh, fuck.
3, 2, 4, 3, 5, just the land out.
No!
2, and then the tips forward with the hip big split. Jeff is... That's it.
Okay.
I need a cold plunge. You just went for it too.
How long do we usually go in for?
I usually do 3. 3 apparently is the ideal.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, it's still cold. It's still cold. You said it wasn't that bad, but...
How often do you spar a week?
How often do I spar a week? Oh man, depends if it's fight camp or not fight camp right now. I sparred because you're coming, but I haven't sparred since December. Jeff's coming, maybe I should do a couple rounds. So I've done the last 2 Thursdays. Yeah, I normally don't spar.
Only sparring with me tonight because I requested it.
Only sparring, yeah, and if you weren't coming, I probably wouldn't have sparred until my next fight. And then I'm like 10 weeks until fight, time to start sparring again.
What would be the main reason why you do not spar on a regular basis?
Mostly because I don't enjoy it as much as pad work. I like smashing stuff and I'm always like, okay, I gotta be very controlled in sparring. Plus, trying to save
The brain. Do you do hard sparring when you do spar, or is it primarily technical sparring?
When it's fight camp, yeah, then we pick it up. Not to the point where we're ever leaving, like me and my partner's never leaving with headaches or anything like that. But, if somebody's head moves, yeah, that's fine. I stopped sparring in about 2015.
If we were to not spar today, what would you be doing as your second session?
I would be running up the hill.
Okay, I didn't want to run, so I purposely didn't bring my shoes.
Sorry guys, it's just a little teaser. Stay tuned for the full video.